Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for a great cause to support Joanna Cattanach for House Representative in District 108. Thank you for allowing yourself the time to enjoy some music and take a break from all the craziness. Joanna, would you like to say something?
Sure. I mean, thank you all so much for being here. I know it's a Sunday. We're 80-something days before Election Day. You can be a lot of places, but right here is great. We're so excited that you want to spend a little bit of time with me this afternoon. We have a lot of things going on in the country right now. Not only are we trying to run an election and flip the state house in Texas, we are also, as a country, trying to save the United States Postal Service. And as we chatted about earlier in the pre-show session, we know that the theme of the Postal Service is neither wind nor rain nor sleet or hail. And now it's neither pandemic or Donald Trump will stop mail. And we have to say that right now because mail-in ballot applications have gone out across the state of Texas as of last week. They are landing in mailboxes right now. There is a lot of worry about the ongoing pandemic and voting. So if you are somebody who is eligible to receive a mail-in ballot application, please file it now to account for any delays. That's something that we're doing as a campaign, making sure that people have that information. But these are interesting times in America, and what a better time to spend the Sunday relaxing with a little bit of music. It's raining in Texas right now after a day where it was 108 degrees. So we are looking forward to a relaxing, quiet Sunday here in Dallas and House District 108. And I want to thank Sister District and all of our performers tonight for doing this for me and for all the candidates out there who are doing what we can to help change our country in whatever way we can.
Thank you, Joanna. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our first performer, Pete Kronowitt, who I've been working with for a couple of years now, fighting the good fight. And what's wonderful about Pete is he takes his passion for activism with his passion for music and has put it together as his expression to fight the good fight. And he founded Face the Music Collective, which brings all kinds of artists across the country to help raise money for candidates. So without further ado, I welcome Pete and Veronica.
Well, thank you, Linda. And always a pleasure to see Linda Herman, one of the great activists in our country. Yes, this is my friend, Veronica Maund, and I'm really excited. We don't get to play that often, so I'm really excited to play some music. Fried shrimp, clams, some Maryland crabs, a big old bucket of beer. Waitress comes round and says, is everything alright? Do you never, ever, never know all the places you'll go, all the things that life will show? Just never know. You never, ever, never know. Just learn to take it kinda slow. Take every chance you get to grow. You just never know. There's a long road to home. Just take a look at your big toe. Take off your shoe and go. Kick back, enjoy the show. You never, ever, never know all the places you will go, all the things that life will show. Just never know. You never, ever, never know. Just learn to take it kinda slow. Take every chance you get to grow. You just never know. Everything you want to know, to the airport you should go. The information desk is key to say your heart and mind free. And the answers you will find, they're all locked up in your mind. They were there all along. That's chance you get to grow. You just never know all the places you'll go, all the things in life will show. Take every chance you get to grow. You just never know. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So it's great to be playing and where it's connected to Facebook so people can actually watch us. Okay, so I'm going to do a little quick intro for this next song, and I think Veronica might have something to say about it. So I'm a big fan of Billy Bragg. He's a UK-based singer-songwriter known as much for his leftist progressive activism as his great music. And so I saw him speak in 2017, and he just had this talk, and I'll just give a little excerpt of what he said because it was poignant for where we are. For those of us who want to do good in the world, our real enemy is not communism or capitalism. No, our enemy is cynicism. It's that feeling that no matter what we do, nothing is ever going to change, that everything is going to remain the same, and that all politicians are alike. And the antidote for cynicism
is empathy.
Empathy. So so the idea of this song is that when anybody who's involved in the creative process, you iterate until you develop a new perspective. And I think the first time I truly, you develop empathy from looking at something through someone else's eyes, and that's what I did.
Volume is really low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says your volume is low.
All right, we turned it up. Thank you.
Is it better?
Played the fool again, let love slip through my hands again. There I go again, I feel I've lost my best friend. I never learned, but I ask why. Always burn every time I try. No matter what we feel, no matter what we do, one can't love enough for two. I tried so hard, I tried everything. I cried so hard, I gave you everything. So concerned, was it a lie? Then you turned, didn't say goodbye. No matter what we feel or what we go through, one can't love enough for two. Cross our lines, we dot our T's. We pass our time so foolishly. Oh no, we never learn, but some ask why. They will burn after we die. No matter what we feel, no matter what we do, one can't love enough for two. One can't love enough for two.
That was the first song we sang together too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love singing
All
that song
them
with
years
Veronica. All right.
Oh, I love this next song.
So, my wife is in Arizona managing a campaign, and when she left, and then the pandemic hit, I started writing this song, and got together with a friend of mine named Viola Krause, and this song became bigger. When the world is a little bit colder, you can be the blanket for me. When this world is a little bit darker, you're the light I can see. If your arms cannot hold me, it's your love I still feel, and your heart is the only beating thing that is real. Stay safe, stay safe, until you're home here with me. Stay safe, stay safe. Home is where you should be. I remember what it was like before everything changed in such a short time. We hardly talk now. We should be able to agree. Have we forgotten what's important? We argue endlessly, but we're still human, and it's not right. We all want the same thing. Stay safe, stay safe, until you're home here with me. Stay safe, stay safe. Home is where you should be. Home is where you should be. Until you're home here with me. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to.
Guess I'm gonna beat.
So I got something to say before we play the next song, and it's subtle, like my shirt. So we've been doing these shows for state legislative candidates through the country in key states where we think we can have an impact on the state legislature and also on up-ballot races. And, you know, getting to know these state legislative folks, you know, Joanna, she'll tell you about her platform, what inspired her to run. But, you know, there's things that Joanna will not tell you. Joanna will not say, you know, these are people doing this for the right reasons. And what Joanna won't say is this takes time away from her family. She spends nights and weekends running for office. This is not an easy thing. This is like, you know, this is someone who puts themselves out there in a way that, it takes away from her career. You know how much?
How much?
You know how much a Texas state legislator makes?
How much?
$7,200 a year. And that is another form of voter suppression, including the gerrymandering that goes on and all the other kinds of things with, what Joanna was talking about with the United States Postal Service as well. Now, yeah, there's a per diem and stuff like that, but in the off years, it's $7,200 a year. That's what people get. So, anyway, if you are lucky enough right now that you have income or you have resources, these state legislative races, they don't cost a lot of money to run, but they do cost money. So please, if you can afford, just donate something. If you donate anything, I'll send you these songs. Hopefully I'll get the emails from the campaign. Actually, I think I might get them. I'll get them for this show, and I'll send you a link to download these songs. If you happen to have more time that you're home and hanging out with your family or alone, anywhere in the country, you can make phone calls for Joanna. And here's the other thing. There's 9 seats in the House, in Texas State House, that are needed to flip, control, and then we can stop gerrymandering. And all 9 of those seats were won by Beto in the 2018 election. And that means that they're all winnable races, that we can actually flip control of the Texas State House. And that means that your vote really, really counts. So, yeah. Please donate some money, donate some time, but it makes a difference. And, I'm just subtle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you all, it's time to kick your ass in gear. It's time to tear down fear. Do something now. The moment has arrived. We can tell we're alive and do more than survive. Do something now. It's time we do something, do something, do something now. Do something, do something, do something now. Don't just bitch and moan. Time to get on the phone. To be sure, just knock on doors. It's forward, ho. It's time we do something, do something, do something now. Do something, do something, do something now. Polar bears can't swim forever. Guns killed 7 kids today. 10 more lies, yeah, and he's a Russian spy. Women's rights are being stripped away. It's time we do something, do something, do something now. 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 I'm gonna tell you all, it's time to kick your ass in gear. All right. Well, that's what we got for you right today. So, Linda, come on back.
Back.
Get us on track.
Hi. Thanks, Pete. I love the do something, Get our asses in gear. So thank you. That was great. And so now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Joanna. She is a teacher. She's a mom of 2 kids, and she's been a community advocate. She actually was honored to run in 2018 and lost by only 220 votes. So that lets you know how important everybody's vote is to get her in. She's a native Texan and was born in Fort Worth. She's worked as an advocate and a leader on issues from immigration to women's rights and education and public safety. And she actually is a former foster care child and lived in the system. And from that perspective, will fight for children in foster care and help alleviate the overburdened system. She will bring a new voice and new leadership to the district where she has her roots. And I have the great pleasure of introducing Joanna Cattanach.
Hi. Thank you all again. I was listening to the music. It's so lovely to be here on a bit of a rainy night in Dallas, but we're here nevertheless. And yes, I am. I am a second-time candidate. I think a lot of people don't know that when you run for office the first time, oftentimes it's not successful. We did come up short by 220 votes in a recount out of 78,000 in this district. I am pleased to say that our polling shows that we are now leading the incumbent. This is now considered the most flippable state house seat in Texas. Texas is considered a prize for November. It's a state that we think we can turn blue, and so we're working so hard to do that. Like Linda said, I am an educator. I have been a community college professor of journalism and communications for the last 10 years. I am a former reporter by profession, so it's an interesting time for me to be running and watching what's happening to the media that I teach my students about. And for the last few years, I've actually had to have discussions on what is propaganda as opposed to a press conference, because that's what we're hearing right now. We are in the midst of a pandemic in Texas. We are doing all that we can as a campaign to be safe. But one of the things you can join is from afar. You can go to joannafortexas.com/join, which we have here. And you can become a member of our Orange Army. You'll see a t-shirt above me and a lovely orange phone that we got at a local antique shop, because we're trying to keep a little bit of a theme here. Your phone calls really, really matter in a pandemic. We cannot easily walk door to door, nor is it safe right now in the county considering what our COVID rate is. So we need those phone calls. We need text messages sent. We need all of the contact information that we can get from people and help to answer questions as well. So lots to do in this state house race. I'm excited to be able to run it. As Pete mentioned, there are 9 seats needed to flip the state house in Texas. That is very close. We have several, almost 17, that are within a margin of winning, and ones that were won by Beto and are Republican held. So we know we have the ability to do that. In the Texas State House as well, just to give you an idea, over 5,000 men have served in office and fewer than 200 women in the Texas State House. So in this historic year, I think it's really important that we look at what 100 years of suffrage is really going to mean. And that's going to mean that we may elect our first female vice president, but we will also, in Texas, be changing the dynamics in the Texas State House. So I'm excited to be able to do that. I know that there might be questions that may be able to come through social media, but oftentimes I'm asked really the same ones, and I'll give you the same answer because they are so important. The biggest question that I get is, what made you want to run for office? And it's really that thing that woke many of us up in 2016, and that's the deep desire to see a change in your country. In my case, I was watching this Texas state legislature. I watched as they passed what's called a religious liberty bill that essentially allows public tax dollars to be used to fund religious adoption agencies that can then ban Muslim, gay, and Jewish families from adopting. And to me, that was the final moment when I really decided I'm not going to just simply be an activist. I want to actively run for office. I am a former foster care child. I think that anything that we do that prevents a family and a foster care child from finding each other and finding a loving home is not in the name of progress. So I decided to run for office, and that's what I did. And I ran a grassroots campaign. We worked really hard. I think we shocked a lot of people. We came up just almost to the finish line. And now we're looking to finish the job with your support. So please, yes, if you can join and volunteer, if you can contribute, that's great. We still have the lowest average for a state house race in this area right now, especially considering my very wealthy incumbent opponent. But we are really excited to be able to do this. I think working in 2020 is so different from 2018. These are unprecedented times. We have to win. We were not expecting a pandemic. We were not expecting George Floyd. We were not expecting protests every day in this district since the murder of George Floyd. We were not expecting attack on the United States Postal Service. I don't think any of us were, but here we are. We are in this moment in American history. We're all here together. I am in Texas doing all that I can. Like Pete said, 7 days a week. I campaign out of my garage most days. I have 2 kids at home with me and a husband, and we are all in this together. And I appreciate all that you are doing, whether that's contributions or phone calls or concerts, streaming and sharing to your friends. This is the most important thing I could be doing right now for our country and for my family and for my community. I remember where I was 4 years ago when we thought a woman named Hillary Clinton was going to take the White House. And I remember where I was the night on election night when that didn't happen. And I remember the moment very clearly and how I felt. And I want to make sure on November 3rd, all of us are looking at a new future for our country and for our state. And I'm excited to be able to do that. We are working as hard as we possibly can, obviously, but I couldn't do this without everyone across the country having my back on all of this. I'm so excited to work with Sister District. I'm so excited to work with musicians that are singing on my behalf or singing songs to lift us all up. And I'm grateful, y'all. You don't even know how uplifting it is to know that you are sprinting to the finish line and all of these people are pushing you across. It's really, really, really a grateful moment that I'm in right now. So I thank you all so much for having me. Again, if you want to volunteer, please go to our website. We have information up about upcoming events, including phone banks, which are great. We love having good phone banks. But most importantly, I hope you're going to enjoy the music more. I am. So I'll let the host come back on and lead us into our next musician who's just fantastic.
Thank you, Joanna. That was great. Yes, it's really important for all of us to do what we can, even if you only have an hour a week to make phone calls, or I don't know if Joanna's doing postcards. Phone calls is the most effective thing to do. And money for sure. And that's why we're here, because in state races, as Pete had said, the money goes much, much further than in federal races. So don't feel like you have to burden yourself. You know, $20 here, $10 there really makes a difference in these races. Now, I would like to introduce Claudia Gibson, who was a 2019 Kerrville New Folk finalist. And she has an EP, Louisiana Sky, which features the song Dreamers, that won the 2018 Woody Guthrie Songwriting Award. She's a Wimberley, Texas resident and a lifelong singer-songwriter. Her first CD, Step by Step, was produced by Gordy Quist. And with that, I bring you Claudia Gibson.
Hi there. Thanks so much for introducing me. I appreciate it. And I'm honored to be on this broadcast. And I was listening to everything Joanna was saying, and it really resonates. So make sure that make sure that you get onto her website, joannafortexas.com. I'm going to play the song Dreamers first. It was a song that I wrote for the Woody Guthrie Song Contest, and the challenge was to write a song of social conscience, something that Woody might be writing about, and the subject of the Dreamers, the recipients of the DACA Act, that's near and dear to my heart. So this is Dreamers. She has walked through desert sands, huddled down inside a truck, clutching at her mama's hands, both praying for a little luck. Crawling underneath barbed wire, he was barely 3 years old. Daddy carried him for miles, not a peep, just like he was told. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime, in this land they call home. All of their school days, and every friend's face are from this place. The only life they've known, growing up between two worlds, homework, friends, and football games, knowing just one traffic stop could leave her life forever changed. Go to college, find a job, serve your country, make your way. Choices that he cannot make when it's a fight just to remain. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime. This country they call home, all of their school days, and every friend's face are from this place. The only life they've known, foreign to the land where they were born. Could it be the dreams they share are big enough for us all? For us all. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime. This country is their home, all of their school days, and every friend's face are from this place. The only life they've known. Thanks. That's Dreamers. And if you hear rustling around in here, I am at home. So I do have my dog and my cat who were, we adopted a dog during the pandemic. I have to say I adopted a dog because it wasn't my husband's idea. And so she usually just sits pretty quiet, but the cat's been coming in and out. So that's what's going on in here. I live in Wimberley, Texas. And, you know, we'd love to have some of that Dallas rain, Joanna, that you're getting up there. But we had an occasion in Wimberley about 5 years ago when we had just like way too much rain. And we had a huge, I guess they called it a 500-year flood, which, you know, those kind of things, unfortunately, are becoming much more common with all the climate issues going on at this moment. So I'm going to make sure I'm tuned okay. There we go. So I wrote this song, and it's called End of Days, and it's on my my first album, Step by Step. Hurricanes, wildfires, seems like Mother Nature's running wild. Is this the end of days? It feels like the end of days. River floods, house is gone, left in mud just to carry on. Is it the end of days? Oh, it feels like the end of days. Preacher says, brother, you need religion. Get down on your knees and seek a vision. Wind blowing in like it's Judgment Day. maybe this world's gonna wash me. 2 by 2 was his plan. 40 days till they reached the land. Was it the end of days? It seemed like the end of days. And rainbow sky journeys and sent him out just to start again. Was it the end of days? Oh, it seemed like the end of days. Forget we're waiting, sister, for your deliverance. Just making a move can make a difference. No use worrying about the judgment day. All of your fears are gonna fade away. Oh, and I can't wait, baby. Another minute, I've got to live this life and all that's in it. Time keeps ticking to the judgment day. I don't want these years just to waste away. Are we lost, me and you? Where is love? Can we make it through? Is this our end of days? Is this our end of days? Oh no, not the end of days. Not the end of days. Thanks, folks. And if you are listening, I would really encourage you to go to the joannafortexas.com website and find out what she's doing, because flipping the house in Texas is a huge deal. And you know, there's so much at stake this election, so go and take a look. I loved hearing what she had to say, and I felt like I could relate to her as, you know, I've worked as an educator and a reporter before too, and you know, it's tough times to be doing both. So anyway, I'm going to play a song a little more upbeat at this point. Upbeat in tempo, maybe not in subject. It's called Trouble. And I know the late John Lewis, who just passed, he said, you know, you got to make a little good trouble. So anyway, the song's called Trouble. My sins behind me. When I woke up on Monday, the devil still did find me. I seen trouble, trouble all my days. Seen trouble, trouble all my days. Brought me true love. He swore there was no other. Married on a Wednesday, but he was a faithless lover. I seen trouble, trouble all my days. Seen trouble, trouble all my days. I seen trouble, trouble all my days. Seen trouble, trouble all flat, no one seemed to know me. Ooh, Saturday brought hell to pay, a whole too dark dimension. By Sunday I was on my knees, I was begging for redemption. I seen trouble, trouble on my days. Seen trouble, trouble all my days. I seen trouble, trouble all my days. Seen trouble, trouble all my days. All right. Well, thank you. I am going to play one last song that is not one of my songs. And because it's not one of my songs, I'm going to put the lyrics up here. But it's a song I've been playing for a while. And it just, I relate to it because even though it was probably written, gosh, maybe 40 years ago, it's unfortunately still apropos. It was a song written by the great Nick Lowe. And it's called What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding. Thank you, Joanna, for having me. Face the music. As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? And each time I feel like this inside, there's one thing I want to know. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? As I walk on troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted sometimes. And where are the strong? And who are the trusting? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me. Good luck, Joanna.
All right. I love that song.
Thank you.
Just, oh man. And I love all the songs. Thank you so much, Claudia.
Thank you.
Last time I heard you play that song, remember, my computer crashed.
You got a little dog. My big dog was wandering in and out.
There's Henry.
Nice.
When Claudia was talking about her dog and her cat, I'm like, all right, I'll pick up Henry.
Yeah.
A little delayed start, but we did it. And, I'm really excited to have done the show for you, Joanna. We all are pulling for you, and we want you to win. This is your race. This is your time.
Yep. And I want to thank Pete and Claudia for participating in the event. Really, really, really appreciate it so much on behalf of Sister District Marin and all the other sister districts out there supporting state candidates. Got to take over the states.
Yes.
Very important.
And I also want to thank the folks in the background. There's a whole bunch of people who work to make these shows successful. So Linda Allen keeps everything going in not just the chat, but also helps me coordinate the show. And Jen Brightman is the production person for the show. And thank you all. Thank you, Claudia. And thank you, Joanna, for doing this. This is, I think Joanna might have had a little, there we go. Oh, actually.
Oh, she's back. Hold on.
She was
There we
right
go.
there. Yeah.
There she is. She came back on her phone.
Yay.
Yes, a torrential storm has rolled into Dallas. I was like, hold on, and it finally kicked my power out on the internet. But my phone is working, and I just wanted to say really quickly to Claudia and to Pete, thank you so much for this. This is really great. I was talking with one of our local activists too. Music venues, and of course they've been hit hard by COVID. So we were just talking, as you all were singing, about how we want to do a similar event using the musicians that we have in the area to showcase their talents and to increase voter turnout and voter participation as well. I want to thank you for that inspiration, you all.
Hey, if you want us to help, we're glad to help put that show on. We'll just put it on for your local musicians.
There are no shortage of Texas
and
singer-songwriters and musicians right now. And
yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And good luck, Joanna.
Good luck.
Joanna.
Thank you.
Good luck.